Hey guys, for the past day and a half, I have been working through a free online workshop from Francisca Nunez, and I hope I did not butcher her name. The title of it is Fragments, and it's about using bits and pieces to put your journal together. These journals that I chose to make are about 5.5 by 4.5, and they were actually made from Christmas light boxes. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the course and what I'm doing as I flip through. And just know, these books are not done. They will not be done for a long time. I have no idea what they will become. So Bits and Pieces is about using your extras, your leftovers, your tidbits from your projects to make a journal. So what I did is just put together signatures. They are tied into the journals, Midori style. That is temporary. When I'm done, I will permanently bind them, but I never bind my books until I'm done. I just have way more flexibility. If I want to sew on this, I can take it out and sew, for example. If I want to spray something, I can take it out. So the concept of the class is really cool, and seeing Francisca's examples are really cool. Like if you have a short page, just glue a bunch of stuff on, make it bigger, and then you have a palette to work on. It's a good way to use up extra supplies in a productive way, and I imagine you could make a pretty cool art journal. All I'm doing is using these as a parking lot for all kinds of extras that I have and I haven't used up. They've been sitting around for too long. Now, I partially lied. Something like this, for example, I actually tore this up to make it a page in the book. I didn't have a lot of papers that were extras to be pages in the book. So I did, like I said, tear some things up to fit in here as my pages. So this has 4 signatures. They all have a different number of pages to them. And I just stuck some things together until I thought it was the right volume for a signature. And then we'll see, like, does this book need another signature? We'll see once it's all full. How full is it? Maybe I need to take a signature out once I build it out. So this book I've done a lot more work in. I've titled it Random because it's completely random. Now, if you look at her workshop, you'll see that as she works in her journal, she is purposely decorating, and I am not. I am going completely random. So after I got my signatures together, figured out what was going in what book, I just said to myself, use up as much stuff as you can that has been sitting around. So we're going to take a look at the cover last. So like this is paper that I made with shaving cream and re-inkers, for example. I made that quite a long time ago. I haven't used it, so I stuck it in the book. So obviously there's a lot more decorating to do, and I'll do it with time. You know, when I'm working on a journal and maybe I have some stencils and paste out, I'll grab one of these books and decorate up a couple pages. In the meantime, I just started sticking things in without regard for what will this page be when it's done. I have no idea. This was so much fun, guys. I just can't even begin to tell you. And now to have 2 parking lots, if you will, for leftovers that I'm just not good about reaching into. For example, this scrap bin, I'm just not great about reaching into it. And every journal I do seems to be so different that this stuff isn't going to work in my next journal. So, well, this isn't a good example. So much neutral in here. I do use some of this, but I have 2 other kind of boxes of scraps over there. And so it was great to use up a bunch of that stuff. And I mean, even things like the fibers, to be able to put that to use, you guys wouldn't believe how much stuff I just tossed because I don't like clutter. I don't like knickknacks or anything like that. So I don't let stuff accumulate. Some of you can stop laughing now since you've seen my studio and you know I have a lot of stuff, but I'm talking about the bits and pieces that accumulate on our desk that we think we're going to go back and use. I don't keep that stuff. Okay, let's take a good look at this cover. And I'm hoping you can see this pretty good because there is a ton going on. So literally the way I did this, I had all of these fragments just dumped on my desk. I got my fabric tack out so you can see some extra fabric tack all over here. I don't care. And I just started I would put a Fabri-Tac line and glue something, and then a Fabri-Tac line and glue it. And that's how this whole cover was done. And in the end, I loved it. Now, recently, I obviously used this purpley deep wine color, this turquoisey color, some pink, and of course, all my neutrals that I always use. So that was from a recent project, and that's why they were out and about. And so it kind of coordinates. But I just love how random this is. And I put this down for a few hours, and now I look at it and I glued these little doodads on here, and I just love it. Is it done? Probably not. I will probably continue to add to this. It's just a wonderful, textured, colorful mess, and I'm in love. So I am actually going to set up one of these, I call them parking lots, in a 5.5 by 8.5. And do that a little more purposely and let that evolve over time as an actual junk journal. So just wanted to share what I've been doing. Lots of fun, total chaos, completely random, and I'm totally in love with this. So I hoped you enjoyed seeing this, and maybe you will create one too. Thanks, guys.